Yes, Mr. YouTube, I understand. Okay. Yes, it won't happen again, I promise. Thank you, Mr. YouTube. I will. Say hello to Mrs. YouTube for me. Alright. Okay, bye. So that was Mr. YouTube. He reached out to make sure I do this video properly and don't get another copyright strike like I did on the last video. This wasn't even plugged in when I was talking to him. Apparently, you get a copyright strike for posting movie clips longer than 15 seconds at a time. Even if every clip you use was from YouTube, where the footage you got the clips from were just entire scenes from the movies. So apologies to Mr. YouTube for using 17 seconds of footage from Terminator 2. I deeply regret using 17 seconds from the 4-minute clip I got here on YouTube and not 15 seconds instead. To make up for the folly I've committed, I wanted to try this again without the copyright violation. So here are whatever I called it the first time. 5 characters who didn't deserve it, I think. Part 2. Hey Sam, shut the f up and start the video. Okay, I will. Once again, starting the list off in no particular order, we have Antie from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. If you haven't seen the movie, cover your ears. I'm about to tell what happens, even though it's right there in the title. Some kids and their neighbors get shrinkened. They get small by their dad's shrinking machine, and then they get lost in their own backyard, and things happen. During their adventure, they find Antie, an adorable baby ant, chowing down on a cookie, and they decide to quickly domesticate him so they can ride him like a horse to speed up the process to get back to the shrinking machine. After a long day, the kids decide to sleep in a Lego piece when a scorpion shows up and is like, I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick Antie's ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum. And he does just that. The fight goes down, Scorpy stabs Antie, and the kids throw some sticks at him to get him away. Antie is dying, the blonde kid starts crying, and like Johnny, ooh, that rhymed. And like Johnny 5, seeing the anthropomorphic ant getting Ivan Drago blows to the head really hurt me as a child. Also, can I just say, if we're gonna be accurate here with sizes of the bugs, a scorpion next to an ant would be the size difference of me fighting a 490-foot tall man. And yes, I did the math on this. Number 4, we've got the guy from Titanic, and you know exactly which one I'm talking about. If you Google Titanic Guy, it autofills hits propeller after. Completely unnecessary scene. Did not need to show this. It's already a bleak time for the passengers. It's like 38 degrees out, the lifeboats are gone, the ship is going down into the water so cold, it's like... Tell him how cold it is, Leo.
Water that cold? Like right down there? It hits you like 1,000 knives stabbing you all over your body.
So this guy is minutes away from being lowered into the ice water, but instead of just sinking into it, which is bad enough, he hits the propeller, no doubt shattering both legs. There's likely some serious internal damage as well. And then... then, and I counted this, does exactly 457 flips down to the water, which takes a good while until the splash happens. And for what? Who was this guy? Donald Dogood over here made sure his wife and 3 kids got onto a lifeboat safely, probably donated to UNICEF regularly and called his mom once a week to check in. And what does he get? This was a bad time. We see it. We know it's bad. Seeing him fall to the water would have been bad enough, but the propeller was out of pocket, as the kids say. No one watching this was like, I don't know, this whole thing didn't seem that terrible. I mean, it's not like anyone's slamming into propellers on the way down. Oh my God! Did he deserve it? No. Was this funny as hell? Yes, but he didn't deserve it. Coming in at number 3, Rufio! Oh my God, why'd he have to die? Rufio, a child, leader of the Lost Boys since Peter Pan left Neverland, trains and teaches Peter his old ways when he returns to get his children back. And Rufio gets stabbed in the chest for his good deeds. The Lost Boys battling the pirates is a fun, light-hearted scene. The kids are shining bright lights at the pirates, shooting eggs at them, making them trip with marbles, and even using a kid as a ball to knock the guys over. Rufio gets a one-on-one sword fight with Captain Hook, a little playful banter here and there. Rufio's having a good time, and right after he says, "Looky, looky, I got a hooky," Captain Hook jabs him in the chest. As Rufio dies in Peter's arms, he confesses he wishes he had a dad like Peter, a moment so sad even Hook is like, okay, wow, that was actually really fucked up. I can't believe I just stabbed a child. What's worse is Peter immediately takes his kid and they all start to leave to go home, and they just leave Rufio's body on Hook's ship. Where, and I'm sorry, this is terrible, but I imagine they're just gonna throw him overboard and not have any special ceremony. I'd have to rewatch this movie, but I'm pretty sure the only other death in the whole movie is Glenn Close getting put in a chest with scorpions. Also, Dante Bosco, if you're somehow watching this video, I met you at the airport like a week after Robin Williams died. I was cosplaying the cartoon version of Smee from Peter Pan. Anyway, you were incredibly nice, and I hope you enjoyed your salad, and you hadn't aged at all in 23 years, so keep it up. All right, number 2, Mr. Eddie Carr from The Lost World. It's your time to shine, baby. As we all know, Jurassic Park is a franchise about people being chased and often eaten by dinosaurs, so you can never expect anyone to be safe. But Eddie Carr's demise was totally unwarranted. Eddie drives over in his SUV, in the rain of course, at night, to help Ian, Malcolm, Nick, and Sarah, who are hanging over a cliff in their giant bus laboratory thing. And what does he do? He tells them to hang tight. He's got this. Mind you, he just heard the T-Rex stomping around close by, but he stays anyway. So he wraps a rope around a tree, then notices the bus starting to roll off the cliff due to the rain and mud, uses the winch on his SUV to pull them back up, but he's having a rough time. As if this wasn't stressful enough already, Mr. and Mrs. T-Rex show up, pull off the roof of the SUV, and what's Eddie doing? He's still got his foot on the gas, trying to help his friends. He's rewarded for his actions by the dinosaurs pulling him out by the leg, flipping him into the air, and pulling him apart like a little Eddie Wishbone. The man did not deserve all that. And the last one, we've got a final destinationer, Miss Valerie Lewton. While all the characters from this franchise are just regular people and almost all of them didn't really deserve their endings, Valerie's was slow and gruesome. Her only real crime was being suspicious of Alex's behavior. When Valerie looks out her window, she sees Alex snooping around under her car at night, which is suspicious, but because we know Alex is trying to save her, the audience is kind of forced to think, okay, yeah, screw this ungrateful lady. As she's packing her things to move, Final Destination stuff happens, and her computer explodes, sending shrapnel right into her neck. Ouch number 1. She's bleeding and limping to the kitchen when the vodka that leaked on the floor is ignited by the explosion. Another explosion happens, and now the kitchen is on fire. Mondays, am I right? She's on the floor, rethinking her teaching career. She grabs a towel, but the knife rack tips over, sending the biggest knife into her chest. Ouch number 2. Alex shows up just in time to see Miss Lewton not having a good time, and then the oven blows up, making a chair land on her, the knife going in deeper. Now that's a final destination. Third and final ouch. And yeah, she was bound to die, its final destination, but this death should have been reserved for this guy instead, who easily had the quickest and least scary death out of everyone. And there you have it. 5 more of the maybe 80 or so characters in my bizarre and still growing list. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support here and on the podcast if you're listening to that, which I don't know why you would. I don't know what I'm doing on there still. And special thanks to Mr. YouTube for allowing me to post videos on your platform. I truly appreciate it. All right, that was it. Bye.